Hello and welcome back. This is Janet Nell from Vilseck, Germany, here to show you how I've used Think Central or Go Math to help kids learn the subject areas we're talking about, which actually happen to be shapes for this past unit. So one of the really cool things about Think Central and Go Formative, once we were able to get the kids logged in, is if you go to the assignments page and you want to select an assignment, you can go to core based assignments and you can go to homework. And what's really cool about the homework is it allows you to differentiate. Sorry, that's the wrong view. It allows you to differentiate right from there. So if I want to assign this, I would just click assign and I would just add this right here. And I'm not really going to add this activity, but right down here it says adaptive workflow. And if you hit yes on this, you will allow the kids to either be enriched or differentiate and kind of go back and do a reteach. So that is a really, really good thing that's already built into Think Central for them. That is already there. However, again, some of their parents may be helping them out with this, maybe they're not. So I usually, before I even would do the lesson, or before I've introduced it, but depending on the way the week falls, I would introduce a lesson. This one right here is called Pear Deck, which is really cool. You can use this with Google Slides. It has this add-on option, and you can click Pear Deck Slide Add-on. And I'm not going to do that right now, but what it allows you to do, no, I'm not going to do that right now, is it will send us to another website, because then you will only have the teacher's view and you won't have the kids' view. That's why I'm not going to go there. And this is a book, it's a read aloud that I've embedded in there, and I click on the YouTube link and it reads it and has some questions that are built in. We stop, we pause, we talk about the different shapes. But then, how do you feel about the new math unit about shapes that we've started? And kids can have a button, you see it says students drag the icon here. So once we're logged into Pear Deck, they can actually, and it doesn't assign their name to them, I can see how kids are feeling. Most kids were here to here. Nobody was right there on the unit. So again, that gave me some good informal data that I could go on with. And then after reading the book, we had kind of a warm-up activity. We had to go through this. They had to, students, write your responses here, and they actually, each person would write their response there. And then from Pear Deck, I can view all the responses at one time, so I could know where I needed to do some reteaching or stop and say, hey, let's think about what this was. Remember, a hexagon, how many lines and angles? An octagon, how many lines and angles? What does octa mean? What does hexa mean? And maybe I'd even put it in the chat box. Hint, hexa might mean 6. So that's a really good feature, and it doesn't assign any name, so I have no clue whose kid, which kids are having these mistakes. So it's even kind of nicer for that. So that's how I use Pear Deck with the Go Math unit that is embedded into Google Slides. So that's a lot right there. Another way, so once this is just kind of my introduction, and then the math that's a self-paced, and it keeps kids engaged. Love this because it keeps kids engaged. They have to do something. The problem is that I don't know which ones aren't engaged. So the next thing that I want to show you is from there I go into Go Formative, which again, this was a formative I assigned, and I can kind of see which kids, and I have 2 accounts here because for one reason some of these kids have 2 accounts. They had to log in with a password as opposed to their Google account. I just gave them the password because I couldn't figure out why. And you can see like this kid Abdullah here, try using the line feature. I gave him some feedback on there. Let me see who else might have had some trouble. So I can give him feedback as I'm seeing them do this live and with me. Naya had a little bit of trouble. I think I gave her super. This is hard to draw. The left side should be angled in 2. So again, I can go and I can give them live feedback when I'm in a meet with them. And I can see their answers. Again, here was the question. I viewed the responses. If I click on them, I can go ahead and give them some instant feedback, or I can stop the class if I see it's not going well. So again, these are really great features that I can use with the Think Central or the Go Math curriculum that we're using. And it's all differentiated for assessment because the same with the assignment, the assessment is differentiated. This I can also pull different questions for different kids. I can give them another question embedded into here. I can type right into the box. I can minimize questions for kids as well as I can take some away. Although my special ed kids aren't in this math class with me, they're in a different math class, so I really just have my average low kids in there. And for my kids that excel, definitely Think Central's already got that built in. How can you show your words? How can you expand? Which is nice because as a teacher I could do that in small groups. This does it with them instantaneously in the Think Central or Go Math right away. All right, so I have hoped that you have enjoyed this, and that GoFormatives, again, is a great way to get some good information that is true and authentic, because usually it's right when we're meeting, and it's not like the Go Math where their parents could be helping them when they can be doing the reimbursement with them, which is great. I'm glad they're getting that experience, but I want to know what the kids know independently, and GoFormative is the best way because Think Central is done definitely asynchronous learning. All right, have a great day and talk to you later. Bye.